Recording in progress.
Check.
What's going on?
Check. I've done that. Check. Yeah, I did that. It's just definitely I had 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh, good.
So good to see everyone. See Stan, see Marlon, see Marilyn, Jay, what's happening, Frankie?
Done. Check. That took care of Ricky.
Some learning lots.
Heck yeah. Excited for our chat later.
Yep.
Check. I know.
Schlag is about to enter the deal room. Over 500 deals closed and 10 years of experience. This is the room where deals get structured, money gets made, and closers
Check.
Check.
1, 2. Check. 1, 2.
all about the follow-up.
Yeah.
What about you, Bev? Always good to see your pretty face.
Thank you. It's very nice to see your handsome face as well.
What's a win of gratitude?
A win is Amanda's working forward and dispoing a house that we have under contract, and it's a little bit of a challenge, but she's amazing at it. Very grateful for my team, and hopefully in the next day or two we'll have a house in Kentucky under contract, and I've already spoken with Harry Borders about taking care of that. So those are some of my wins.
I love it. And your son's wedding's coming up, is that correct?
Yes. That's why I'm in upstate New York. Yes, I'm very excited too. It's still a couple weeks away, but there's just all the pre-wedding stuff that we're doing and all that. So that's a big, exciting thing for me. I only have one son, so it's really special.
I'm sure all the moms here could be clapping. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Who else do I see? Marlon, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Made some calls, did some exercise today.
Being very grateful to have joined this community. It's like every call I learn something new, and it's helped me hold myself accountable for a lot of things, I think. And then when I had a couple conversations today, I think just keep getting better on the phone, and that was a good win today so far.
Love it. And I definitely got to commend you. I think you're one of the more consistent people showing up to all the calls and doing Truca hard. So I commend you for that. That is very, very awesome. And you're going to really see that exponential growth as you continue to put the work in. So
Definitely.
thank you for that.
Truca hard is awesome. Yeah.
If you guys don't know what Truca hard is, get in Truca hard. Amanda's going to drop the link to Truca hard in a second here. But just another way for you guys to hold yourselves accountable, for us to hold you guys accountable. So I see Russell drinking water. Russell, what's going on? You're on mute, Russell.
I am mute. Okay. Doing good. I had worked out today. Worked out early today, so I got my work.
Whoa.
I agree, man. That's what I was gonna say. I'm thankful for this weather, man. It's amazing. I'm sitting out here right now. I'm watching all these.
Am I on live right now?
Yep. Definitely.
What's up, people?
Smooth, to say the least.
Type in the chat yes if you can see me.
I want to follow up what Jay said, man. This community is amazing. Definitely a great accountability.
Testing 1 2 3. If you can hear me and see me, type in the chat yes.
Really just getting these calls in.
If you hear a bunch of other things, type in the chat yes. Or type in the chat echo if you're hearing a big echo right now. Okay. It seems like we're good. If you don't know who I am, my name is Leo Valentino. I'm helping Andrew fix his technology issue at the moment. But just okay, everyone's good? All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure this out in about 30 seconds, and you're just gonna look at Andrew's pretty face and my pretty face for a second before we start making some calls. I gotta make sure that these guys over here are good. Hey guys, can you guys hear me on this side on the Zoom? Okay, we're about to get started. Well, we are already live, but I think we're good now. No echo on anyone's side, right? Okay, now one more thing. Someone keep talking on Zoom real quick. Hold on. Do you guys hear another person's voice? Do you hear Ricky's voice? Or everyone in the Zoom just start saying hi. Just start saying a bunch of things. Live people, do you hear what's happening with them? All right. If so, then we'll keep going. If not, then sorry, you guys can't say anything on the Zoom side. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna hand it off to Andrew now to start making these calls. But it's so good to see you guys. Welcome in. Just so you know, we are building and we are developing, and here in the Oceanside studios, just Andrew and I as the CEOs building this out, and so we handle all the tech as well. So it's okay. Hey, Zoom guys, they can't hear you, so you can say whatever you want. All right, passing it off now.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right, welcome. We're gonna dial. That's a good brother right there. He was at the coffee shop and found out I was struggling with tech because tech is not my strong suit. And made a You say something to me, brother? No. All right. And so he made a dash for it to get home and help out. So help me get going live here. I'm excited for you guys. I want to hear from you. Everybody on the Zoom, everybody on the live stream, type in the chat 1 out of 10. How is the energy level? Jason, it is so good to see you. Bill, Katie, Barbara, Mona, welcome. Miranda. On the Zoom side. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, brother. Brian, Marlon, Shabna. All right, we got a lot to cover today, and we are going to dive in. And I'm so glad to be here. Let me grab my ink pen. Give me 4 seconds. I'm going to give you guys a strategy lesson, and I want you to take lots of notes. So if you are in a place to do so, if you're driving, just enjoy this. You're going to remember it. But if you're in a place to do so, I want you to take lots of notes. Because as you're doing this business, know that a lot of stuff is going to go much differently than planned. In fact, I'll be breaking down deals, and as we hang out here every week, that's what I do. I break down deals, we talk to sellers, we negotiate deals, except nothing goes as planned. You're going to talk to a seller. They're going to tell you, yes, they'll do the deal, and then they're going to change their mind for whatever various reason. And it's up to you as the business owner with how we deal with challenges. And then you're going to have somebody, they sign the purchase agreement, and then they decide not to show up at closing. You're going to have somebody, they okay the purchase agreement. You get excited. You've bought a deal. It's nothing down. They've negotiated it. They've signed the purchase agreement. You are moving forward. All is well. And then you're going to find out there's an extra $50,000 in liens you didn't know about on the property because nothing goes as planned. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how we work through that, as we are doing some live dials, and we've got some live first-time dials to make, and we got some follow-ups to do. Something I want to share with you as we are in the early stages of rolling out these weekly Wednesday dials. I want to consistently be hearing your feedback and what is most helpful in these dials. And I ask it in that way because over the next couple months as we do these every Wednesday, you're going to notice sometimes I do a lot more phone conversations and I teach very little. Sometimes I teach more or whiteboard out a deal of why I just either closed it or why I killed it, or a deal a community member just did. And so as I'm doing that, I want to understand what is speaking most to you, because of course with the setup, with what we're building out here in the battle station as our lead social media guy calls it, the battle station here. As we're building this out, we can add whatever it is that helps you learn, whether that be more whiteboards, whether that be more training sessions, or whatever. So keep the feedback coming. First off, we are going to be dialing a lead for Amanda. Amanda submitted a lead in Lexington, Kentucky, which is just down the road from my first home, which is in Louisville, my main residence. This is Silvernus, is the seller's name. And as you guys know, toughest part's getting them on the phone. Let's see if Silvernus answers. Katie's taking notes. Way to go. What's up, Todd? Nice to see you, brother. These will be your leads I'm dialing soon. Amanda's always crushing it. Good to see you, Amanda. Answer the phone.
Hi, this is Prince.
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back. Interested in your house on Florence. When do you have a minute to talk? So if they don't answer, send them a quick text. All right, let's see who we got next here. Next, we have a deal on Harlan. There's a follow-up. So the next two calls are going to be follow-ups, and then we have a new lead from Lori we'll be calling. This one is Lola.
Hello?
Lola, it's Andrew calling you back. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. I know we talked the other day about your house over on South Harlan. You were going to talk to your neighbor and friend about it, and I just wanted to get back in touch with you and see what questions you and your friend had come up with for me before we determine if this is a deal we should do.
I don't remember what the deal was.
We was going to buy your house on South Harlan, and we was interested in buying it. And we was nailing down final numbers, and we were doing owner financing, paying you over time, taking responsibility for the maintenance, repairs, and taxes and insurance.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's just that I can't do that. I need to get the money now because I've got a big mortgage on this house I bought, and I need to get some of it paid off.
Okay. And I know we had discussed on that mortgage, if we helped cover part of that, that might be helpful. But let me ask you this. I know you've working to sell this and got probably a lot of people calling you about it. If we helped cover part of your current mortgage with the payment on this one till we pay you off the 130, I think we was in the 120s, 120 cash, what would you need a month until we did pay you off in full?
That's not going to help me though in paying in a monthly payment. I need cash now, the whole amount. I can't. Monthly payment is just going to end up in my bank account and go for other bills or whatever. It's I can't pay. Somehow they won't let me pay the mortgage in monthly payments. Like I have this big lump sum, and they said that's even if I paid, say, I was getting $500 or even $1,000 a month. If I put that on my mortgage payment, it doesn't go to the principals like most of them do, which I don't understand.
Oh wow!
So it's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to do me any good to make any payments on that mortgage until, I get it to where I can put a big amount down on it and then refinance it.
Yeah. How much is on your main house that you have a big mortgage on? How much do you owe on that?
$200,000.
Okay. So if you got a certain amount out of this one,
You want to pay that off?
well, I might if
Yeah.
I might if I buy that house, but obviously this rental house we're buying from you, wouldn't support paying anywhere near that. So is it? Help me understand. Is it a home equity line of credit or reverse mortgage, or what? Why does it not go toward principal?
It's just a mortgage through a bank that I got with a bank that I've been with for like 30 some odd years. I'm trying to find a different place to pull that out of there because I don't like the person I have to deal with. She's kind of telling me what I'm gonna do is my money and when I'm gonna do it and how whatever. And I told her she ain't gonna tell me how to do what if I want to put when I sell this house, if I want to put it down there, fine. If I want to give it to my financial advisor, which can double the amount in 6 months or so, then I'll do that.
Yeah,
But
well, it's your money. You ought to be able to do what you want with it.
Exactly.
My goodness.
She's sitting in this meeting at closing, and she says, "Now, when you sell that house, you bring that money to me." And I looked at her and I says, "Yeah, you wait for that."
Now, is your current house, is it behind on payments or something?
No, this house
No.
I'm in now.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Wow.
paid 2 months ahead.
Okay. What do you need a connect with a local banker?
Well, I'm going to check with this credit union that I had. I've only had one other mortgage in my life, and it's only lasted maybe a year and a half. And I'm going to check with them to see if they can pull it out and just pay it off and let me pay them, and they'll do a better. They will let me pay on the mortgage.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's
what if we and it's totally okay if not. Obviously, you got to do what's best for you. I just know how it is to have a vacant house sitting there. You got to do a bunch of crap to while you're praying it sells. What happens if you refinance the house you're in now with the local credit union? You refinance your main home, and let's say the payments are, I don't know, what, $1,200 or $1,500 a month. Would you then entertain selling your Harlan deal on payments and us helping cover that monthly payment on your main home?
no. You don't understand. I don't have the money to refinance. I'm on Social Security. I am draped out, and I own 3 houses. So you
Got
can
it.
imagine what I'm going through right now. I've got taxes, insurance, the electrical bills. I can't put a dime on refinancing the house right now.
How much is your main home worth?
This one?
Yeah. The one you're living in, yeah.
Well, I've only been in here about 5 months, so it hasn't got that much equity in it. But they're selling for over $300,000. It's just I bought in this neighborhood because my friend lives right around the corner, and it happened to be up for sale, and it was the greatest one, the nicest one I found on the market as fast because I was in a hurry to get out of the Harlan house. Not that there's not a thing wrong with it. It's just I have family lives over there.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was asking is because if it's worth $300 and you can refinance and pay off $200, only problem with that, and I'm not a banker and don't claim to be, so you have to talk to your banker, of course. But the only problem they wouldn't refi it is if you didn't have the income to support it. And if I bought this house and was paying you X hundreds of dollars a month, that would count toward your income, would it not?
Yeah, but that $500 a month is not going to bring my income up that much.
Okay. How much would you need a month?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about that because I'm just not. I just don't want to go on payments. I want to get rid of the house. I mean, it's a nice house. I love the house. I planned on being there until my last days, but it just didn't work out that way. There's nothing wrong with the house. It's the environment.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it's tough to get.
I'm not going to make myself sick living in a house that just that their surroundings disturb me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got myself hung up into a bad situation, and I just can't go with payments.
Okay. Well, I want to help you out any way I can. I'm, of course, I have to make money if I buy it, so I wouldn't be able to make you a cash offer probably that's acceptable to you. Only way I could pay you what's acceptable is over time. How many more months do you want to kind of try the selling traditionally route? Like, do you need a realtor connect? Do you, how can I help you in any way on this house if you're not in a position to give me time to pay you off in full?
I just got rid of my realtor because I didn't want to pay him 7% again. I'm not going with a realtor. I just listed it on Zillow today.
Okay.
And
well, would it be all right if I follow up with you in a month or so and see how it's going? And we'll, just know I'm here. I'm interested in it at the price we discussed, but it would be with payments. Our cash offer would be insulting, quite frankly. So we'll just follow up here in a few weeks and see how it's going. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I know. Because when you text me and said that you were going to call in a few minutes, I thought, okay, he's not calling me. But I like the fact that you'll call me on this number because I don't like to talk on the cell phone. This girl called me this morning. I was painting the front porch.
Yeah.
And she says, have you got a, oh, yeah, I got nothing else to do. I'm staying on the front porch. But the whole time she's talking with me, she's banging on something. I don't know what the heck she was doing, and I didn't hear half of what she said, and I'm not going to deal with anybody. This phone here that I have now, it records everything that you say.
Perfect. Well, that's good. That's good for my memory. That'll help me remember. Well, let's do this. I'm going to call you back in a few weeks. And I'll make sure I save this number, so I'll call you on this number. Okay, Lila?
Okay, and if I don't answer, just leave me a message because I'm in and out now with all this stuff trying to go on, and
perfect.
I had another realtor that they were supposed to charge 1.5%.
Yeah.
For that, which I thought, well, that's okay. I can swing that somehow.
Well, just to clarify, and forgive my interrupting you, but just to clarify, I'm not a realtor. I'm interested in buying it. So I'll call you back in 2-3 weeks, and we'll talk then, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye for now, Lola. All right. So a couple of notes there for backstory. Lola is a very sweet lady. Joe and Judith, one of our incredible mastermind members, brought the lead, and I was actually out the other night for a beach walk, and they texted me. And so I hopped on while I was walking the beach, and we called Lola, and we had a conversation. And so I knew the backstory. And long story short, just for those of you guys who didn't, of course, get to hear the first call, so you know where my mind went. And this is very common because, yes, the dream is you get on the phone once and you negotiate and close the deal. But more often than not, you're going to have a follow-up. You're going to have to answer some more questions. And so she was on board with pretty much everything. The only challenge was that she was dead set on a certain price, and we was a little apart on that price. And so once we finally got to down to a number that was reasonable, I think about $15,000 below what she's asking. She's asking $135,000. That area only supports about $125,000. Once we got down to a reasonable number, she wanted to talk to her neighbor, who's her best friend, who she bought a house to be close to, and then come back and have a conversation with us. And so that was the conversation she left off. She has 3 houses. She will not sell either of the other 2 because a family member lives in one and she lives in one. She only will sell this one. And, of course, as you can tell, and for those of you who have more patience and more time, you very well might have another couple of long chats and might get the deal done. So now it's a matter of time for energy expended for a profitable deal to come in. The challenge with this lady, she's been trying to sell this deal for 5 months. She's asking tippy-top dollar for the area, actually above retail, highly emotionally attached because she lived here for years and spent a bunch of money on the property. And so that's the backstory. And again, for the sake of today's conversation, coming in, knowing, okay, my job as a real estate investor is to find out the hot buttons and see if I can solve it. And in reality, she wants to be done with this, and the market is screaming at her that your market is not going to pay what you're asking. And so we are the answer to her prayer, but it's taking some time for her to realize that. So time and circumstance changes every seller's mind. Continue to follow up, continue to have those conversations, as I know Judith will. And either A, she winds up dropping price and selling it, which happens sometimes. You know, she'll go accept some crazy offer out of the blue, or she'll decide finally to sell it and realize that by sitting there doing what she's doing, she's not getting ahead. Hello, this is Andrew.
Hey, Mr. Andrew. Hello, this is Sylvanus.
Hey, is this about the house on Florence, you said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is about the house in Florence.
Awesome. And what was your name?
Sylvanus.
Sylvanus. That's a cool name.
Yes, sir.
Sylvanus.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Very unique. Well, what can you tell me about the house? I know you talked to my partner, Amanda, and from my understanding, there's a whole lot more going on than just one house here. I think you have quite a few in the area or something, but just kind of bring me up to speed what the backstory is here.
Okay, so we have 10 properties. Oh, let me go from the beginning. Okay, so we started out with 93 properties because the person who owned all the properties, he's like a real estate mogul. And he just turned like 60-something, and he wanted to sell off all of his properties. Now we only have 10 left. I believe when I first spoke to you, we only had 12 left. Now we only have 10 left now. And this property right here, 712 Florence, this property is a good property. It's like in, okay, so these properties, they're like in blue-collar, working-class neighborhoods, so they consistently seek rent.
I live in, just to interrupt you, I live in Louisville. I'm very familiar with Lexington. I love Lexington.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It consists like renters. I've never seen a portfolio where like there's consistently renters trying to rent out that property.
What part of the country do you live in?
I live in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice. I'll be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, maybe if you come down here, if you have family, maybe we can all go out and everything like that, go golfing or something like that, or go to Topgolf or something like that. Man.
I like both of those plans, brother. Well, bring me up to speed on all 10 properties, because Amanda and I are, probably going to pick up another 20 or 30 by the end of the year, and if we can do it 10 at a time instead of one at a time, I like that better. So what's the story on all 10?
Okay, so all 10 of these properties, 6 of them are already rented out. Like, they already have the renters. I don't know if you guys were able to look at the express sheet that I sent you guys. But let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 5. And then 6. Yes, 6 of the properties are already rented out already. And the other 4 are vacant. He was trying to make sure his portfolio was diversified enough to where if like someone only wanted to get vacant ones, they can. If someone only wanted to get rented out already, they can and everything. But we're trying to sell them all off at once.
Okay. What's the price asking for all 10?
All 10, 1.5.
Okay.
Let me be exact. It is 158. No, it's 1,518,900.
1,890. Okay. And what is there a debt on them all? Is it all paid off? Sounds like.
No, all paid off.
Nice.
Paid off.
And then so.
Portfolio.
I like that. Yeah. And then is he open, or have you had the discussion with him whether he would consider some owner financing on part or all of them if we worked out a package deal?
Okay. Well, honestly, when I spoke to him originally about it, and I'm going to send in offers anyway, but when I spoke to him originally about it, because I believe there's like 2 other people who try to do seller financing. You know what? I'll rather read you the quote itself. I'm like the type of person who rather, if I quote someone else, I like to read what they said and everything like that. Of course, if they're cool with it and everything. I'd rather read what he says and everything like that.
Perfect.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I told him, he told me earlier 50% down and everything like that. He would only accept it if they have 50% down for the price and everything. And then he said, yeah, it's not just the 50% down. It's also that he will not accept incredibly low payments or are the ridiculous offers from most people who use the terms creative financing. Much better for them to have their finances like in place.
Yep.
Like most should. or whatever like that, or have the cash to purchase the properties at once and everything. Because like he had bad experiences where people would try.
So basically, don't waste his time. Got it.
Yeah, don't waste his time. Yeah, he hates. Like we have to speak to a secretary in order to speak to him. You know
I understand.
or he gets his time being wasted and everything like that.
So, we made him an offer with all 10 of these. What do you think they're worth? If we went and got appraisals on all of them, what are they all worth?
Probably, this is market value. This is market value right here.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is market value. Yeah.
Is there flexibility on price if we bought the whole portfolio?
Yeah. If you bought the whole portfolio, and you bought it within like a certain amount of days, like how fast do you think you can? If you can within 7 days, I'm willing to see if I can knock off like 100K. If you can within like 7 days, I know it's crazy, but if you can within 7 days, I'll see if I can knock off like 100K.
Well, we can. If title work's ready, we can close in 2. The deeper question is,
okay.
I want to make sure you understand my model, just so because I don't want to waste your time or mine. We buy houses two ways, and Silverness, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Silverness. All right, I got to get that down and make sure I don't screw up your name. Silverness. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
We either A, buy owner financing over time, and we pay, close to retail. That's about 80% of our portfolio, how we gather them. And then we turn around, we lease option. That's our whole business model. 20%, we pay cash, but if we pay cash, we always get 30% cash discount, 30% discount off retail. That sounds like there's not a 30% discount available here, which I totally respect. So we would definitely be looking at owner financing, a substantial portion of it. Very open to a substantial amount down, but I want to understand what the seller actually wants in terms of like, I don't want small monthly payments, and I understand now what he don't want, but if we're going to get into them at retail, we would need to get in with a few $100,000 down and then a reasonable payment term on the remaining to make it make sense for paying retail and still leave us a profit in the end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, would you guys be willing to pay like $500,000 down? Would you guys be willing to pay $500,000 down?
If we can get the right price and terms, what kind of monthly payment do you think he'd be looking at if we could put $500,000 down?
Last person we spoke to said 700. He was trying to get all properties, just like he said. He said 700. So
700 what?
$700 a month. Let me go ahead and read to you what that last offer was. And we might be able to work with it if you're trying to do all 10, because I have another person who's trying to get all 10 purchases and everything like that. However, I can't wait for that first contract. For the first property, 712, that contract comes up today, so I need that one taken care of ASAP. The other guy that he's speaking to me tomorrow, he's going to give me his offer, whether he says yes or no tomorrow and everything like that. Just full disclosure. However, if you can get the properties, I'll give it to you today, but hold on one second. Let me go ahead and look at the other guy. The other guy, my bad, sorry. There's so many people, my bad, sorry. The other guy. He said the offer on 712. Oh my gosh, no wonder why he laughed at that. Oh, this is just for one property, but you can go ahead and modulate it for like all 10 properties. He said he was going to do. Oh, he said he was going to do the purchase price of $134K with a down payment of $10K, monthly of $700 for 72 months, which is like $84,000 a year, and that is $8,400 a year, and then he said $50,400 over 6 years. And then he said balloon at 6 years at $73,600.
Got it.
That's what he said for 712 Florence Avenue. So if you can kind of do better than him, if you can do better with him for like the whole 10 properties, then.
What does the seller actually want? Because again, I'm happy to write any offer, but if he's more concerned about needing $300,000 or $400,000 for something specific, then that's one offer. If he's more concerned about making sure we just quote have skin in the game and that he don't get the properties back, then that's a totally different discussion. Do you know what he actually wants out of this?
Okay, so what he wants out of this, really 100% honest what he wants out of this. He wants the properties gone.
Yeah.
He wants to get paid.
Of
That's
course.
pretty much, he wants the property here. Like, he wants them gone and everything. He would really like to be paid in cash.
Wouldn't we all?
100%, but I know it's a very big-
So.
Yeah, I know it's like a very big thing to sell or whatever like that, but he would like it in cash, and he would like to not have to deal with the properties ever again. So if you could go ahead and do like 50% down,
What,
like 50% down.
would he agree to get on the phone with me, knowing I'm going to buy all 10 if we come to terms? All three of us get on the phone together.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that would be the because I don't want to waste your time, shooting over LOIs or purchase agreements and him, shooting back something and we're so far, I'd either save us both all three the trouble or put something down the first time that's going to get accepted. What time today would you, him, and I, or tomorrow be able to get on the phone?
Give me 2 hours.
Cool.
Because I believe he's in Mexico right now with his family and everything like that on a vacation. So
Cool.
Give me 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and try to reach him, and we can go ahead and get on the phone.
Okay. Shoot me a text at this number. We'll hop on a phone together, and either we'll make a deal or we won't. Now, my deeper question for you, brother, you're a wholesaler, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. What are you trying to get over the next year or two? Because we're gathering a lot of these, and especially in Kentucky and Indiana. I love that area. Do you get a lot in that area? And if so, like, what's your lead flow looking like?
Well, I get a lot all over. Wherever I see the good deals is wherever I go to. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. It's gonna be crazy what I'm about to say. Is the reason why I got into wholesaling was to go ahead and develop this device that would change aerospace technology for like ever, to the point where we would not need fuel or whatever like that. But I need at least like $300,000 to $500,000. So I'm like hungry for these contracts. I'm constantly looking for contracts, constantly like finishing contracts and everything like that to reach that market, so I can actually go ahead and develop it. It's like this nano cavity that not only deals with aerospace, but it also powers like chips on a nano level. So like the chip that you would have on your credit card or your debit card, it would pretty much power that. And for aerospace technology, it would pretty much like take fuel out of the equation. So it'd save satellite companies and everything like that, like $50 million a month and everything. So honestly, like.
So I'm talking to a future billionaire. I see you. Question for you. So by the way, when did you start doing this?
The wholesaling thing?
Yeah.
Or the technology?
Both.
Okay, so I did it actually. Okay, both. So I did the wholesaling thing, like I started a year ago, a year and a half ago, but then I got accepted into medical school for the first time. I got accepted into medical school twice. I got accepted into medical school for the first time, but I couldn't cover first year tuition, which was like $35K. They let me know like 2 weeks before we started school and everything like that. So they said no, and I was trying to find a way how to pay for medical school and everything like that. And I picked up wholesaling, and I stopped after like, I think like 4 weeks, because I got accepted to another medical school, and they're willing to give me a scholarship and everything like that. And then I believe last year, or it was like half a year ago, I found out I couldn't continue school because the new laws that Trump is putting in place or whatever like that for graduate student loans means you can't take any more graduate student loans. So when they told me that, the scholarship team and the loan officer, they sat down with me and they said, would you be able to pay for tuition? And tuition, like our portion of tuition is like $7,000 or whatever like that, but the portion that the government would be paying for is like $17,000 or whatever. And I said I couldn't even pay for the $7,000 and $400. And they said, I'm sorry, you can't go to school here anymore. So after that, I left, and for like 2 or 3 months, I was trying to make government government systems and everything like that. I first started out with one that catches white collar criminals, and I tried to pitch to FBI and Homeland Security. I got hung up on by the FBI. Homeland Security said they'll let me know. They gave me a handler, and they said they'll let me know whenever they need me, but they never freaking contacted me or whatever like that, which I understand. They already have $1 million companies already doing what I did. And then after that, I made this other system called Ubiquity Help, which is like, it was to combat the criminal shit. Like, you heard that there's a lot of rapes going on over in India and everything like that. it was pretty much a device, and I already developed it. I just needed to get the software to actually put it everywhere and everything like that. It's pretty much a device that it always watches. It's everywhere. So anyone who downloads it, you can see it. You can see whatever they see. You can hear whatever they hear. And if someone says the title "Ubiquity Help," it sends out alert to police officers and everything like that. And
Sounds
it's a pretty
like
cool thing.
sounds like sci-fi movie. I like this. We need to talk this over Top Golf if we get to connect in Orlando. Mike, one more question for you, brother. Do you have any more deals right now in Indiana and Kentucky?
No.
Okay.
It's the only ones. I have deals over in Cleveland, and also I have deals over in Indiana. It's a whole school. I don't know if she sold it yet or whatnot because it was pretty hot. But it's a whole school that got closed down, and it has 364 square feet. First of all, second of all, if you convert it over into an apartment complex, it's going to take a few million because, of course, you're going to have to deal with HVAC, permits, and everything like that.
So do this, and forgive me interrupting you. I have another meeting I have to get on. Do this for me. Send Amanda that detail if it's still available, because we're very interested. Okay. Like I said, we're in a heavy buying mode, and it's your lucky day, because if you're needing to get to 300 to 500K, we might be the one-stop shop for you to get there if you find enough deals for us. So send that to Amanda. Stay in touch with her. Text me at this number as soon as you get a hold of this gentleman, and we'll hop on a call later today or tomorrow when time permits for us all, okay?
Perfect. All right, I got you.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. We'll talk very soon.
Talk to you soon.
All right, bye for now. All right. Boom. Type in the chat your takeaway. I have a couple of notes I want to share with you there. I also, though, want to point out as we're having these discussions that it's very important, and shout out to the crew. Stan, so nice to see you. Marilyn, Frankie, Leo, Jay, Alicia, Beverly, Bill, Marlon, Russell. So good to see all of you. I'm going to do a follow-up here with Tim's lead. I want to point out, though, when you guys ask me, hey, what do I do when I talk to wholesalers? That's the answer. Have a conversation. Have a conversation. Find out what they actually want and see if you can help them get there. If I help enough other people get what they want, I don't got to worry about what I want. Type your questions also in the chats. I'm going to be answering your questions before we wrap today. We may run just a couple minutes over because I have one more follow-up, I promise, for one of our incredible Freedom Life members, Mr. Tim McKelvey, who's also on here. Judith, nice to see you. I was calling out everybody whose cameras I've seen on because I love seeing your smiling faces. All right. Boom. We're going to have a chat with Mr. David.
Oh, this is David.
David, Andrew calling you back. How you doing, brother?
Good, Andrew. How are you?
I'm awesome. Hey, I know we spoke a few days ago, and I was just wanting to pick up kind of where we left off. I know we was having a follow-up about potentially buying the Wilson Avenue house, and we was talking about under financing, taking over your debt. Where do you stand on that currently, brother?
What would that look like? Because I've never done an agreement like that.
Yeah.
So, like, if you took over the debt, like, how does that even work?
So just me. By the way, please remind me, what is the debt amount on this one?
Like 235.
235. So what would happen is, let's say we agreed to pay, for round numbers, $400, take over your $235 a month. Our attorney would just draw up a simple agreement, and it just says that Tim's entity owes David $400,000, and David owes X bank $235. Real simple paperwork. We buy the house. Once you sell it to us, you're free and can move on. We close on it on your timeline. We're responsible for maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance. And then our whole business model after we buy the house from you is turning around and selling it on a lease option over time. And, of course, that's how we make a profit. And so as soon as we can get it sold, which is when we get paid, is when we would pay you out your $400,000 cash.
Okay, and then you're just pretty much occupying it till then, whether it's with a tenant or
Yep.
no.
Exactly right. Yeah, and once you sell it to us, you're free and can move on. You know, you don't have to think about another payment. We start agreeing on making the payments when you and us agree, and you're free to forget about the property till you get the big check.
Do you take over the loan, as in like the interest rate and all?
Yes. So we would start paying the loan every single month. Maintenance, repairs, taxes, insurance is all on us, and the mortgage would be paid by us as well.
Would this be like something like a balloon to where there's a time limit to it?
We could do that, yes. We, of course, want it done sooner than later because that's when we get paid. But, yes, if that made you more comfortable, we're open to that. What did you have in mind?
Well, I have a 2.5% interest rate on it.
Yeah.
And, you're not going to be able to find that, I don't think, ever in this lifetime again.
That's why we like this deal.
Right, yeah. And if, say you put someone in there and we put like a year or 6-month contract on it, well, I guess timeline can be negotiable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we normally, and again, reason we normally don't, because we're working on the same team, but, we have put in 5 or 10 years before. Again, I just won't make you a promise I can't keep, because I want it done, I want it done in 2 months, but I'm not going to make you a promise I can't keep. And I will tell you, it will be totally free of your responsibility until we resell it, because I know we can make that promise, and then that will work as hard as we can to get it cashed out as soon as we can.
On 4 quotes. Okay.
Go ahead, David.
If you did not sell it in the timeline, then what happens?
So that's why I wouldn't make you a promise I can't keep, is because we know our business well, and that's not something that would commonly occur. And a couple of times over the years when it has, I've done this over 500 times, then I just went down to the bank and got a refinance. One case, this person I was buying it from gave me an extension for a fee. So we just worked through it at that time. But again, out of over 500 of them, assuming we put in a 5 or 10 year balloon, it's highly unlikely that you're coming to that end of that balloon and you haven't been paid off.
And when you refinance it, say they don't give you 400 for it, how do you come up with the rest?
Well, that has never happened because we do our research going in to make sure the property's worth more than what we're paying for it. But, should that happen, of course, that would have to come out of Tim's pocket in that case. But again, our intent is to turn around and resell this thing, and that's what I've been doing the last 12 years, hundreds of times.
Okay.
What other questions would you have for me before we moved, forward to potentially purchase? But please remind me first, do you still live there, or it's vacant right now?
It's vacant.
Okay. So we could close just standard 30 days, probably sounds like to me. Is there anything else in there you want to get out of there?
There's a big safe in the basement that I'd have to get taken out.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. And what's your payment on the 235?
1,600.
16. Yeah. Okay. What other questions, if any, would you have for me before we move forward to a purchase agreement and then doing our final walkthrough?
So say if we put, just to be clear, if we put in the contract, hey, 6 months is what you have to sell this thing.
We wouldn't put 6 months, just to be clear. We would put years in the contract if we put anything in the contract. We will work very hard to do it much sooner, but I will not guarantee you it will be done in 6 months.
Okay. Understood. So it's just pretty much a sitting asset at that point.
Yeah, it's just something that you are free and can move on. It's immediate sell. You'll net more by selling to us than any other way because we pay the closing costs, both your side and ours. Of course, we're not realtors, so there's no 6% commissions or fees. And just making sure that it's set up to be a win for you, and, of course, that we can turn a profit in the end as well.
Okay. All right, well, what are you thinking, what do you want to offer for the property?
We would like to be, since we're paying all closing costs and everything, and again, this is based on the condition we've been told we'll be doing a final walkthrough prior to close. We'd like to be at 400,000.
Okay. All right.
Does that work for you?
No, if we were gonna do this and I had to put it on ice, it'd have to be more.
Okay. What number would work for you?
Give me till tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect.
Call me tomorrow.
That sounds good. And also, I know this is a lot I gave you in the last few minutes. So as you're processing all this, and, I'm sure there'll be some other questions roll up. When we talk tomorrow, just note them down, and I'll be happy to answer them. Because obviously, I know you're not hurting to sell this thing. It's just a matter of a mathematical decision is, can I net more by selling it this way, and does it make sense? And so got to make sure it's set up to work for you as well as us. Is tomorrow about the same time good for you, brother?
That's fine.
Okay. Perfect, David. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye for now. All right. Boom. That's a strong maybe, Tim. Way to go. So I'm going to give you guys a few notes. I'm going to look through the comments before we wrap. Bill says, you're good, Andrew. Well, thank you. So are you, Bill. Todd says, great job pulling in the owner and get all decision makers. Yes. Jason says, best part, getting him to agree to you, call the owner directly. Diane says, you just never know the opportunities that may come about. Ricky says, love your hair. Love you too, brother. Ed says, it's one of them cases where you are 9 dangs, 7 yups, and 5 I see what you're saying. 12 for sure's, and the other person still talking. That's funny. Salted Baker says, is this his first day on the job? For every one of you, I want you to take away this. With every one of these calls, you're going to see a pattern. I'm asking questions, and I'm a little more abrupt on this because I know I had those calls to get through today. Normally, I would dig a little deeper and take a little more time and be a little softer spoken, but I wanted to get to the conclusion for and with you guys. So what happens is every one of these calls, my objective was to get to a certain conclusion, which is have them verbally agree to a number that works for them and works for everyone involved so that we can turn this to a potential deal. And so in the case of the 10, you say, well, Andrew, why did you offer him potential down payment? 2 reasons. Number one, I want to get the seller on the phone. I want him to know we're real. And number 2, if we buy the house, it's very possible, I won't have time to break this down on this call, but should you remind me, Mr. Ricky, remind me next week and we'll break down my intent with the 10. And we'll do a breakdown, either virtual whiteboard or some session next week to talk about that. The takeaway I pray all of you get from this is get on the phone and have some conversations. Get through the no's because more no's mean a potential yes. Joey, so nice to see you, brother. How's your energy? 1 out of 10. How's the energy?
We're at a 10.
You're at a 10. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Guys, you're in the right place. I'm very excited for you. Go have some conversations. Conversations equals cash. All right? You are, who knows, how many no's away from your first or next $1 million. So go get the no's and turn it into a game. Have fun. Check off every time you get a no. We're going to be talking a lot more about these. I know the clock is running out, so we won't have time to break down these discussions in detail, but we will do more deal breakdowns next week just because I want you to understand what happened this week. And it is the shameless bribe to get you to show back up next week, same place, same time. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday. Go make some calls.